Well, good evening, race fans of the internet. My name is Ryan Williams, and welcome back to Talking Dirt TV's feature presentation of the Southern Outlaw Street Stock Series as we come to you tonight from the Myrtle Beach Speedway for the season finale of season number 3 for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Of course, as I just told you, my name is Ryan Williams, joined tonight once again by Mr. Matt Pridgeon. Matt, good to have you back on the call here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks as we come to the illustrious Myrtle Beach Speedway as we write another page in the sim racing history books, as tonight we crown our winner of the season 3 of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks, as qualifying already taking place here. But Matt, that season 3 champion has already been named as Mr. Brian Hacker, but what a season all around by everybody involved.
Yeah, it's been a great season so far. And Brian Hacker's just had a great season, man. He went winning every other week, and then he's, you know, he's just been dominant this year. He kind of like Thomas Frisch had his season last year, but Austin Albritton, he was trying there, but bad luck happened to him, and so he got the win. And I'm excited that the last race is here at the home track to us as far as asphalt track go, other than Darlington. I spent so much, real life time here, and know this place, an area pretty well. I used to work across the street from it.
Absolutely, and man, this place is so sentimental to both you and I. Of course, we know the in real life history behind this track. As unfortunate as it may be, no longer standing in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but the history of Myrtle Beach Speedway lives on, and tonight lives on in a big way. 125 laps will be our main event tonight here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Beautiful, beautiful racetrack. But as these guys say, they are slipping and sliding here in qualifying, Matt, with Thomas Frisch driving the Sim Racers for Mental Health number 54 car. He is your quick time thus far. Looks like right at 20 cars signed in tonight as we right along with Daryl Dillon here on lap number 2. As you see there, Matt, these guys really slipping and sliding all over the place here. This track on the sim, they did a very, very good job of transferring over how it was in real life, and I'll give them credit for that. As you heard a lot of guys back in the day, complain about the sand on the racetrack. Am I wrong?
Well, here's the funny thing. Okay, so back in the day before I started racing, my dad raced. And
right.
He raced these exact cars here. So I let him hop on here, and, he said for what it was, it felt, pretty realistic. As far as he said it would get loose on them in them corners like that, like it does tend to do on this sim.
Absolutely, yeah. And that has had a lot to do with, of course, the area that the track was located in, right there at the beach here in South Carolina. Obviously only, a couple of miles from the coast. And all that sand would travel through the air and get on the racetrack. And that would obviously cause a lot of tire damage and some people to get loose at times. So I believe that brings an end to our qualifying efforts here tonight as we get set to line up for tonight's 125 lap main event, Matt, and here's how they are gonna line up for this one. So, looks like, let's see here, I believe the only person going to the back will be Brian Hacker. Yes, Brian Hacker, I believe, going to be the only one going to the back unless Frisch and Rutherford take that back row challenge as we go through tonight's starting lineup. So, qualifying on the pole may start at the back here. It's the Sim Racers for Mental Health number 54 car. It'll be Thomas Frisch, last season's champion, looking to pick up his first win of the season here with us. Andrew Rutherford will start outside of him in second in the car number 35. Back to row number 2, Ricky LeDuc, alongside David Gross. Row number 3 on the inside will be All City Motorsports' Austin Albritton, sporting 3 wins on the season so far. Albritton looking to cap it off with a win number 4 here at MBS. Outside of him, starting 6th, it'll be Michigan native Jeffrey Town, car number 70 on the sim, but it'll be the number 2 car on your screen throughout this night, I do believe still. Unless he's changed it to 70, he might have. I haven't had a chance to look just yet. back to row number 4, starting in 7th on the inside out of Sumter, South Carolina. The Lowe's Home Improvement number 49. That'll be Elliott Vining into his outside. Qualified there was the season champion representing the Empire Racing Team, the number 11 car of Brian Hacker. He'll drop to the tail after winning last week. So Reed Christensen will move up and take his spot out of Georgia representing Southern Outlaw Esports. Going back to row number 6, starting 9th, it'll be Josh Dube in car number 9. And then moving up to take Reed's spot there, starting 10th, it'll be Kyle Buck in car number 05. Moving back a row, Dylan Sale will start in 11th here as we move on back through the field here. Starting 12th will be the number 7 of Daryl Dillon. Starting 13th, it'll be Jarrett Jones, car number 45, representing Powerhouse Performance. And starting 14th, it'll be Michael Hall, the Florida native, in car number 5. Starting in 15th, it'll be Rodney Huntoon in car number 47. And starting in 16th, it'll be Alex Bernard in car 049. Starting 17th, Nathan Wenzel in 03. Starting 19th, it'll be Danny Brown, car number 33. Starting 19th, it'll be Taylor McWhorter in the 4 machine. And then, of course, dropping all the way back to 20th, as I stated earlier, it will be the number 11 of Brian Hacker. We see a good overview here, Matt, of these cars taking to the Speedway. It looks like a couple dropping down and up to the top and the bottom here, as it looks like both of your guys from the front row may just, in fact, take that back row challenge, and we are in for a heck of a race tonight to cap off a tremendous Season 3 here for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Matt, what a ride it's been, but what are we expecting here? 125 laps, 1 set of tires tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
You know, maybe not much here at the beginning, but there towards the end, there's going to be some elbows thrown. And those 3 that you saw go to the back, watch them because they're going to be up front. But, you know, you got people like LeDuc here, Albert, and Town, Reed, and all them. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for them, but I think those 3 guys can get it done.
So here we go, Matt. Off turn number 4. The green flag's going to fly. We are racing here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, as here they come through turns 1 and 2 for the very first time of 125. As we take off down the back straightaway, race leader is Ricky LeDuc in car number 96 to start us off here. Albritton right in behind him, a little ways back to 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th here. Vining leads that pack. Town moves to the inside. He is in car number 70X here tonight. Back to the red, white, and blue paint scheme for Jeffrey Town as we complete lap number 1. Give it to Ricky LeDuc up front, but we got a battle brew for that lead, Matt. Oh, caution.
And we had a battle for the lead.
Yeah, we got caution. Let's see here. Was it Daryl Dillon maybe in the number 7? Heck of a bit of damage there on the number 7 car. Let's check out what happens with Dillon. We go to the TDTV replay as it looks like he gets into one. A little loosey-goosey up into the wall. Snaps around on him. And a hard lick for Daryl Dillon here early in the running. Might be a candidate here to go in, take some damage repair here early as we're working our first caution of the night, just 3 laps in. But the only problem with taking some damage repair here would be that the caution flag laps do count. And a couple of newcomers, Matt, joining us here. Tyler McWhorter, not familiar with his business just yet. And I believe there was one more, Jarrett Jones here, also joining us in the number 45 machine here. A couple of newcomers with us tonight. Good to see the series continue to grow as we get into the final race of the season. Up front, man, I think this battle, though, is about to pick up right where it left off as Albritton had a charge to the bottom there of LeDuc. Ricky's going to have to find a new groove to try and defend that one here, but also Albritton awful quick here in the opening laps.
I think on that start, though, David Gross didn't have a great restart, so I'm curious to see if Albritton can hang on a little bit better than Gross did on that initial start.
Absolutely, yeah, you are right about that. Gross did not have the best start there on the top, but Albritton, a seasoned veteran here with the Southern Outlaw Street Stock, so let's see what he is able to muster up here as we continue to work pace laps here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Always good to be at a track near and dear to our hearts, because obviously you and I both know very well the real-life fate that this track has suffered through. a terrible, terrible sight to see it being demolished a couple of years ago. But you never know. I hope that one day a place like this would return. If somebody were to want to build another racetrack down there on the coast, I believe that it would do good business. You never know.
Well, the people who own this track bought a track not too far from it in Florence, South Carolina. So maybe they might get this track on the game too. I mean, they got this track on there, obviously.
Absolutely.
Look, we're coming back to a green flag here.
That we are, good sir.
On the loud pedal.
That we are. LeDuc was on the loud pedal. You're absolutely right about that. Good to see them, pick back up with the Florence Motor Speedway. I would love to see that track on the game. As the battle for the lead subsided, LeDuc takes that lead. Town out of the inside of Out Britain. There's a battle for second. There's a battle for fourth right behind him. 13:49 going at it. And then right behind them, you got more guys jostling for position here. Christensen clears Dube in the 9 car. And back behind them, they got a battle brewing. 12 machine 03s in there. 45s loosey-goosey up on the top shelf. That will be, Jarrett Jones there in the 45 car. Lost his name for just a second, but we head even further back. Here's Brian Hacker in the 11 making some headway as Hacker makes his way around the 049 of Alex Bernard. Back row challenge taker Thomas Frisch up to 15th so far. Andrew Rutherford up to 16th. Those two charging hard here in the opening laps. 9 laps in of 125. Your leader, man, is Ricky LeDuc, and we're single filing out here all the way back right now to Kyle Buck and Josh Dube. That's your first 2x2 battle on the Speedway.
Yeah, and I like I said earlier, I don't think the outside's where you want to be at right now. But I mean, Dube was able to get a little bit of momentum off of turn 2 there, and able to get it down single file behind Reed Christensen. Christensen looking like he's wanting to make a move, and so does Town. Town looks like he Town just gets around Albritton for a second there, or was he? He was already in second.
Town was already in second there. Albert's trying to pressure him back here. So we're working to lap number 11, make it lap number 12 this time by at the line. Ricky LeDuc has led all 12 so far. We look back through the field here. There's a good look. Dylan Sale under fire here. Rodney Huntoon got down and was inside. Huntoon gets around him. Brian Hacker to the next, going to pressure the inside of the 12 car. Hacker, a good run. 45's up into the wall there. Jared Jones going to keep it under him. All 4 wheels still on the ground for Jared Jones. Thomas Frisch right in behind Brian Hacker. Those two, remember, they got locked in a couple of tight battles early in the season before Thomas Frisch decided that he was going to take some time away from the series. And then he has come back guns a-blazing. Matt sits his return. Lots and lots of good runs for Thomas Frisch so far at the end of this season. So right now, your 3 that went to the back, Frisch, Hacker, and Rutherford. Right now, 11th, 12th, and 14th on the Speedway.
Yeah, and Andrew Rutherford's trying to make it into 13th here.
Yeah, he's trying to go 11, 12, 13.
All 3 of them can be in a row. Yeah, 11, 12, 13th. So, but Dylan Sell's not quite making it easy for him.
Go back here and check on your final couple of runners here. Michael Hall, Daryl Dillon, they're riding together right now. Tyler McWhirter is trailing just a little bit. We'll go back up front for Ricky LeDuc. All by his lonesome right now over the rest of this field.
And now Brian Hacker's underneath the 03 of Nathan Wenzel. He's trying to get into the 8th position here. Or, excuse me, 9th position. Wenzel not making it easy for him. Now Thomas Frisch up into the 11th position. Gets around Rodney Huntoon. Now Rutherford working on the 47 of Huntoon. Pretty much single file, like I said, not going to be much action going on here. Everybody's pretty much saving their tires, waiting. It's a long race. Still got over 100 laps to go, so like Thomas Frisch might have gotten into the 03 a little bit there, but looks a little hurt. He's going to stick his nose in there in turns 1. Nathan Winslow going to shut that down, though.
Absolutely, yeah. We're looking at Winslow and Frisch there, excuse me.
Lead.
As now we've got a battle for the lead. There we go. Jeffrey Town muscles his way around the 96 of Leduc, as well as the one of Albritton. Currently working on trying to get our live timing and scoring back up is Michael Hall. A bit of an incident. He is on the bottom of the speedway, not moving.
That pass doesn't count.
And just like that, the pass will not count. We'll have a caution here.
Dude's saved.
Yeah, Leduc is saved. We will have a caution on the speedway, Matt.
You know, I'm not sure. It might he might still be in third. I don't know, but I would think that he'd get the lead back because it refers back to the last completed lap. I'm not too sure what's going to happen there.
There we go. All right, live timing and scoring back up, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now tuning in, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to the season finale of the Southern Outlaw Street Stock season here with us. Excuse me, just looking over, reading some stuff here. Trying to get everything back in working order. Had a bit of a hiccup there with the program, but looks like we are back up and running for good here. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the season finale for the Southern Outlaw Street Stock. It's been a heck of a season so far, as Jeffrey Town, I believe, is credited with the lead right now. I mean, look back at that man right there, Brian Hacker. Car number 11 has been so good all season long. He is your points champion coming into the night. And I believe Austin Albritton will come home second in points here as we work our second caution of the night here with 24 laps in of 125. Matt, the big kicker tonight, these guys do have one change of tires. When do you use them? My guess is a lot of these guys are going to wait as long as they possibly can. And that's being conservative here. I'm really thinking that these guys are going to wait absolutely as long as they can, save as much of this first set for the end of this first run, and then really give her heck on that second cycle here. As guys like Frisch, guys like Wenzel, guys like Hacker, Buck, they could all be saving tires right now, just waiting on that opportunity to go get that fresh set and really be lights out fast here in the second half of this race as we are doubled up and ready to go. Matt, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, you don't want to chance there being a late race caution too, and there not be one. So you kind of want to consider that in the fact too. Jeffrey Town's going to be on the loud pedal here, so Albritton's going to dip down, or no, Leduc's going to be there, so Albritton's not going to be able to get down in single file, so he'll more than likely lose that second position.
Yeah, Leduc poked the nose in there, with nothing doing for him. As they race down the front straightaway once again. As we take a look now at this battle that was still brewing for the second spot. Albritton has it. Leduc gets loose there down the back straightaway, Matt. That is costly on tire wear, getting loose like that. As now these guys back single file. We go back to Kyle Buck to find the first battle. He and Elliot Vining locked in one right behind them. Joshua Dube and Nathan Wenzel locked in a battle as well, with Brian Hacker waiting in the wings on that one. Hacker back up into the top 10 here. 11 car currently 10th. Back to Rodney Huntoon. It's a bit of a gap. Then it's back to Jared Jones as Dylan Tail gets loose on the top here and up into the wall as he allows Andrew Rutherford to get up underneath him.
Yeah, these guys were through wide back here a while ago. So they were racing pretty hard. You can see Rutherford working on the 12 cell here. Gets around him. Now that'll move him up to the 13th position. Thomas Frisch back in 16th here. He's hanging on the outside of 049 of Bernard.
And now, Matt, I'm just waiting right now because it looks like Brian Hacker desperately wants to push this battle between Wenzel and Dube 3 wide. He looked up underneath him here a lap or two ago and is now catching back up to both of those drivers, the number 9 and the 03 car, as they continue to race side by side. They have been side by side now for about 5 laps since the restart, and they are not giving each other any headway here. Neither guy making a mistake, racing each other hard but clean at the same time. As now Hacker pulls in tight. Here we go. This one could get interesting. In turns 1 and 2 is Brian Hacker going to shift up behind the 03 of Wenzel. He's going to stick it up high behind Wenzel. Now drift down low, tuck in behind the number 9 machine of Dube. Is that your best race on the Speedway right now? As here comes Hacker still on the bottom, trying to let one of these guys make a mistake. But Matt, these guys, such world-class drivers, neither one of them has missed a beat in this battle so far that's now going on 7 laps.
And while we were going over that, we got a battle for the lead here as Albritton's on the inside of the 70 of Jeffrey Town, working, trying to get a line to get the lead. And at the line, it's going to be a drag race. But I think Jeffrey Town's going to be scored with the lead there for lap 34. Now Albritton with a little bit of advantage off of turns 2. And while that battle's going on, I seen another one a little further back with Reed Christensen and David Gross as Reed's up into the 4th position now.
Yeah, Reed gets around him up into the 4th position here right behind them. Vining and Buck, they're back side by side. Dube and Wenzel still side by side with a Hacker still right there. Wenzel makes a mistake and finally gives up the spot there to the number 9 of Dube. Now Hacker back to the inside of him, and they're going to lock horns side by side. Let's go back up front. Here's Austin Albritton. Has jumped up to the top with a lead here with Town back to the inside. Working lap number 36. Good battle for the race lead. The number 1 of Albritton looking for season win number 4. Jeffrey Town right now, Matt, looking for season win number 3. These two so good all season long, and they are side by side as close as it gets for the lead at the line.
Yeah, you might have to go back and look at it, but that was a sick crossover that Jeffrey Town pulled a couple laps ago to get on the bottom. And now LeDuc's going to take the advantage of that open bottom and get around the one of Albritton. Albritton going to dip down low, try to cross over LeDuc, but I don't know.
It's going to work. Yeah, it's going to work.
Get in there in turn 1.
Yeah, that was a smart move there by Austin Albritton to get back to the bottom of Ricky LeDuc here. Let's go back behind these guys as Christensen's cleared Gross for 4th, Gross back to 5th, and then now Kyle Buck, he's cleared Vining, and he's going to start to work on the 13 machine of David Gross. There's Vining. Now Hacker got in front of Dube, and then back to 10th as Nathan Wenzel rounding it out here as the 35 of Andrew Rutherford begins to work towards the 47 of Rodney Huntoon. That's for 11th. On the Speedway, let's go back to Jared Jones here, 45 car. Good rebound so far, back up to 13th. Thomas Frisch to his inside now. Frisch looks like he's going to clear him off turn number 4 here. Thomas Frisch, a good drive so far on the number 54 car. As we look back up front, it's your race leader, Jeffrey Town.
Ooh!
Uh-oh.
Wenzel and Dube contact Dube into the wall, hard right turn into turn 1 wall outside. I can't talk.
You are. Yeah, you're good, man. That was an interesting lick there. As we're going to take a look at it from the previous lap here, we're watching them going down into turn number 1. As it starts here, yeah, they get together, and then cockpit view there for Josh Dube as he turns up into the wall. Let's take a look with the gyro cam here, see if we can see anything else. Yeah, it just looks like Wenzel's not quite there. Dube can't see him, and he gets turned up into the outside wall. There's now the driver of the number 9. We'll take it pit side. That'll be the first person to enter the pits here tonight as he sees what was a great run come crumbling down here. As he's in the pits, I believe Bernard also in the pits here. Alex Bernard was running back in about 16th there. He'll pull it into the pits and go ahead and take some right side tires there on the 049 machine. First tire taker looks like so far tonight, Matt.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, man. It could go green flag the rest of the way, the rest of this race, and he'd have the freshest set of tires out there. You know,
Absolutely.
He he could be playing chess here. Yeah, that top three was pretty locked in a while ago. They were all battling pretty hard for the lead. This restart, you're gonna have Reed Christensen right there in the mix too, so it should get pretty interesting. Kyle Buck is going to be there in fifth, so good top five there.
Yeah, very good top five. Town, Albritton, Leduc, Christensen, Buck is currently the top five, 44 laps in of 125 here tonight. And so far, that was a good little green flag run that we had there in Town, and Albritton really in a tough battle. Leduc made his way into the mix as well. As you see Austin Albritton go to the top of the racetrack where it is just a little bit cooler to try and get those tires back down to a normal temperature before we take the green flag here. I'm not sure. I know that works in real life. I'm not 100% sure about the sim here. If the different spaces on the racetrack, hold different temperatures. What was that?
Cool parts of the track.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a thing in the sim, if there are cool parts of the track. But if it is, hey, that's really cool.
I don't know. Exactly. Nobody really knows.
Nobody knows, but we're about to find out. Let's see if Albritton gets a good run off turn number 4 here as we get set to come back to the green flag with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks in their season finale here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. And there is the drop of the green. Town's going to have an excellent jump here. Albritton right behind him is going to now have his hands full again with Leduc as Ricky Leduc gets a heck of a run, takes back second, and we're off and racing down the back straightaway, Matt.
Not a great restart for Albritton there, but he's able to hang on to third position. He's right on it on Leduc's bumper, but fortunate for Reed Christensen there, he got not able to get down to the bottom line as he's battling it out with the 05 of Kyle Buck. Elliott Vining right there behind Buck. Brian Hacker there trying to decide which line he's going to go between the bottom and the top.
Absolutely, yeah. Hacker going to stick to the bottom right now. He's in behind Vining, who's battling with David Gross. Out there in car number 13 is now Nathan Wenzel. Pulls to the outside of the 11, then falls back beside the 47 of Huntoon. Back up front, let's go. Battle for second starting to become a thing. Albritton gets to the inside of Leduc here down the front straightaway. And he's going to race his way back into second, possibly. He's got a head of steam on the bottom here as Leduc gets way squirrely and he pulls down to the bottom. Leduc saves it from going around here. He's going to try the crossover move on Albritton this time in turns 1 and 2.
The nose was there, so he's going to... Albritton looks a little squirrely there coming off of 4, but Leduc's got the nose there, but he's going to give that position back to Albritton there, and Albritton's going to be able to hug the bottom. But Kyle Buck around Christensen now. Elliott Vining around Christensen.
Whoa! Right behind him.
Check up domino effect there.
Yeah, Wenzel with a shot to the bottom there. He tried to merge into oncoming traffic as those guys had a head of steam on him. And everybody behind him forced to check up here. So we're going to take another look at this one with the TTTV replay. You see here, he's up on the top here. They're going to have to check up as the 13 machine gets into the back. I believe that's Christensen's 30. Then Wenzel down to the bottom gets contact from Huntoon and around with Nathan Wenzel. Man, oh man, that could have been dangerous there. But luckily for Wenzel, only car really involved here. And it's just a spin, no wall contact there for Nathan Wenzel. That could have been catastrophic for the 03 car. But luckily, he will be able to continue on here. Let's zoom on in on that car and see if he's got any real damage. Don't see much except for a little bit of left front damage there on the fender for Mr. Nathan Wenzel. As we work, I believe this will be, Matt, what, our fourth caution of the night here, as Jeffrey Town has been that guy since taking the lead from Ricky LeDuc and Austin Albritton. But Albritton still definitely got a shot here. But these restarts, that outside, really proven to be not what you want if you're the guy in second place right now.
And I was talking about Reed Christensen on the last restart. He's going to be starting on the outside again this restart. So hopefully he'll be can get a better one. But he's got Brian Hacker starting and the next row inside. So that's going to be a tough restart for him.
Absolutely, as you see here on the nose of Reed Christensen's car, there's that little TDTV logo down there. I thank Reed for putting that on the race car. As we get set here comes your one to go to green. Nope, not one to go yet. That yellow light's still on the top of the pace car. And Matt, I think we're going to do something a little bit special here on this restart. We're going to watch from the inside of row number 2. We're going to be on board with Ricky LeDuc on this restart. I just want to see how LeDuc is able to time it up here and see if that really is what's playing the factor on the outside, not getting the jump here. Is it just LeDuc being able to see that leader better? Or is there something actually going on the outside there where guys aren't able to get the runs they need going into one?
Well, I think what you might need to look at Albritton's viewpoint here, because he is starting on the inside. You can use the sound to hear when he times it up with Town.
Absolutely, as here is the All-Seeing Motorsports #1 entry for Austin Albritton out of Tampa, Florida, racing his first full season with the Southern Outlaw Street Stock, second place in points on the year. As down inside of him is the number 70 of Town. You heard it there. Just an inch behind him is now we're racing down into turns 1 and 2. Town going to be on the inside. Let's look on with LeDuc as LeDuc instantly shoots down to the bottom. And he's got Albritton now behind him as we race into turns 3 and 4. Let's stay on board with Albritton for the rest of this lap here as he tries to work back around the number 96 as Albritton gets a little loosey-goosey there. Coming out of 4, now he's got to catch back up to the 96 of Ricky LeDuc as we are racing down the back straightaway here. Lap number 57, Matt, of 125 as Albritton starts to fade but reels right back in on LeDuc. But here comes LeDuc. Ricky LeDuc got a real shot here. A big run of momentum into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, I thought they were going to make a little bit of contact there, but they're able to keep it separated. I'm going to tell you what, Reed Christensen's been able to hang on the outside out here with Elliott Vining. They've been having a good race going on. I've been watching them. Brian Hacker's not been able to get around either one of them, so that outside might not be too bad. I don't know. Like I said, Reed's been able to keep up there.
Well, 3-dog race up front. Let's take a look back through the field here. There is that battle Matt was just alluding to. 49 of Vining, the 30 of Christensen. As Christensen now going to be cleared by the 49. Now the 11 of Hacker going to move up into the mix here. Car number 11 looking to go from back to the front here tonight for the second week in a row. Jarrett Jones back here in the 45 car battling with Thomas Frisch in 54. It's Frisch there on the inside. The Submergers for Mental Health number 54 car. Back behind these guys, Josh Dube and Nathan Wenzel right back at it. Remember, these two had a battle earlier on that resulted in the number 9 meeting the outside wall. As those two keeping it clean for now. Dylan Sale right behind these guys. Then it's back to Daryl Dillon, Rodney Huntoon, Michael Hall, Taylor McWhirter, and I believe Alex Bernard rounding out the field on the Speedway as we sit.
Couple of interesting battles going on right now. You got Brian Hacker and Elliott Vining, which Elliott Vining just moved down to the bottom. Well, now they're all starting to single file out, but 45 of Jarrett Jones is trying to hang outside on the 30.
Yeah, the long lost nephew of Jerry Jones there. Oh, Jarrett Jones, hold on to it, buddy. Wow. He went Tokyo Drift on them suckers. He's going to lose a couple of spots here back behind the 54 of Frisch. And now the 13 of Gross going to go to the inside of him. As Jarrett Jones with a big slide to the outside there, loses a few of them. As Christensen now goes back to the top shelf as Thomas Frisch works his way up underneath him. Back up front, Matt, same as we left it. Town, Leduc, Albritton still in that order. Hacker up to 5th. Rutherford up to 7th here now, working on Elliott Vining and right behind them. Whoa, Jared Jones, hold on to it. We got more contact at the back. Everybody holds on to it. We're still green flag racing here with 65 laps in, 10 shy of halfway.
Rutherford, he is your first of your 2 back row challenges. He's trying to move up into the 6th position here. Working around Elliott Vining. Elliott Vining's now going to bring it back down to the bottom. And behind him, Thomas Frisch has cleared Reed Christensen. Reed's going to bring it down to the bottom as well. Brian Hacker's also now sticking his nose coming off of turn 4 there up under the 05 of Kyle Buck, and he's going to get around him, and they're going to be side by side going into turns 3.
Absolutely. Hacker and Buck battling right now for 4th. Hacker going to have the advantage on the bottom here as he's going to be able to get around him here. He's going to have to spot at the line. Buck's going to have to dive up underneath him if he wants to get back around him here. Pull the old okey doke that we've been seeing all night long. Not going to do it. He's now going to fall in line behind the 11 machine of Hacker and now go back down to the bottom right in behind him. Look back up front. Leduc and Albritton, they look like they're staging up for a battle here for 2nd. 69 laps into this race, where we will crown our Season 3 champion. That man right there, Mr. Brian Hacker, will get his crown this evening. Let's look back to the field here, see if we find any interesting battles. Everybody playing nice so far. Dylan Sale has really come off the pace here. Don't know if we had a pit stop for Dylan Sale. Let's see here. Oh, Dylan just went off the track there, so doesn't look like he's taken his tires yet, but Dylan Sale back in 19th here as he gets loose coming down the front straightaway again, up into the wall as we look back up front here. Battle brewing. Joshua Dube, David Gross right now for the 10th place position, Matt, with the 9 machine on the inside of the 13. 13's going to give it right up here as up in front of them. Frisch battling hard now with Elliott Vining for the 7th spot.
And Frisch, Elliott going to give the spot up, and that'll move Frisch up to 7th. Looks like Kyle Buck got a little loose there going into turns 1, but he's able to keep it straight, stay right there on the tail end of Brian Hacker.
And then pulling in behind Kyle Buck, Matt, a guy that's hit his stride at a pivotal point of the season here, Andrew Rutherford. What a comeback performance for the second half of the season for this young man in car number 35. So he currently rides in 6th. Remember, he went to the tail here chasing that Sim Racers for Mental Health Back Road Challenge up to $50+ tonight, as that would do wonders for ending the season for that young man there in the car number 35, Kyle Buck. Also a good run here tonight as he still rounds out the top 5 as Brian Hacker looks up underneath the 1 of Albritton for spot number 3, Matt. What a run for Brian Hacker.
Yeah, he's trying to work his way into the 3rd position. And Jeffrey Town, I was about to say 2nd, but Jeffrey Town's way up there. He's out to a good lead now.
Yeah, Town's got quite the lead over the rest of the field here as we look all the way up at your leader. You see what the gap is as he starts to work his way towards lap traffic in the form of Dylan Sale here. As Danny Brown, the only car out of this race, as you see it on the top of your screen there as it scrolls across. But Jeffrey Town, Matt, so far about a 2-second advantage over Leduc Albert. Oh, Leduc holds on to it, but there is caution on the Speedway. And this makes your pit strategy all the more important, Matt Pridgeon.
You're right about that, because we had another long green flag.
Oh, here they come already. They ain't even waiting.
It looks like they are going to hit.
They are not even waiting on the first yellow lap here. Jeffrey Town, the only car Besides now Daryl Dillon, Taylor McWhorter going to stay on the Speedway. Alex Bernard going to stay on the Speedway as well. Jeffrey Town, what has he just gotten himself into? As he may have missed the cue here, as he is the only car besides Dillon and McWhorter and Bernard to stay on the Speedway. Of course, Bernard has already taken his tires. McWhorter and Dillon, I believe, have not so far tonight. As the rest of the field here, Hacker, I believe, going to win that battle off. Then it's Frisch and Buck. LeDuc going to pull out as well. Dube's going to follow them. Nathan Wenzel going to be the next out. Then it's Austin Albritton. Bad pit stop for Austin Albritton, as he's going to drop quite a bit of spots, Matt. Rutherford going to come out behind them. Then it's Christensen, Vining, Jones. Let's see, Gross, Sale, Huntoon, Hall, all still on the pit road here. As I believe Jeffrey Town going to risk it for the biscuit right now as he stays out here just past halfway on lap number 79.
Well, it's still plenty of laps left. They've been getting, 30 laps here, 30 laps there on the green flag, so there might be another caution or two, and he could still go get tires and, have a good chance to come from the back to the front. So, yeah, I mean, when pit strategy comes into play, it's always hard to make decisions on what to do.
Absolutely is. You are not kidding about that one. As Jeffrey Town might be, he's either playing a really, really smart game or he's about to lose it all. I can tell you that. If these guys, stay green, this might be catastrophic for him. But if there is cautions late, he may just, in fact, be the smartest man on the racetrack. But only time will tell if that is the case or not. Another one really risking it here. Daryl Dillon in the 7 car. Alex Bernard in the 049. Bernard's already taken his tires. Dillon taking a risk with Town here, as those two will lead us back to green as the lights go out atop the iRacing pace car. As we get set to go back racing here, 81 laps in of 125. With Jeffrey Town looking to get out to a commanding lead before the fresh tire guys are able to catch him, Matt.
Yeah, and that's another thing for the first few laps. I don't think these guys with fresh tires, I don't think they're going to fire quite as good. But now, probably about 5-6 laps into a green flag run, you might start seeing them taking off.
Absolutely. As here we go. All right, here we go. Racing back underway here at Myrtle Beach Speedway as Town gets off to a good restart, but Dillon's still right behind him there. Hacker already up to third around Bernard. So we race through 3 and 4 here. Down the front straightaway, a big 3-wide battle brewing. Rutherford, I believe the 03 of Wenzel, the 9 of Dube. Wenzel and Dube, Matt, are just magnets to each other here tonight. These guys have not been able to get away from each other all night long as Andrew Rutherford bites the dust over in turn number 2. He goes up into the wall, and he'll fall back behind the 4 of Taylor McWhorter all the way back in 14th. As we look back up front here now, Hacker's going to challenge for second right away.
He's going to get, a little bit of contact back there with Thomas Frisch and I believe Bernard there. Alex Bernard. They're going to keep it straight. It's like Bernard's tires are starting to get away from him. He's looking a little loose coming off the corners. More contact between Wenzel and Dube there into turn 1. Something's going to bring out the caution.
Yeah, that'll be Michael Hall in the 5 car. And his Hall, I believe, a solo spin here. Yep, solo spin for Michael Hall. As he takes the Hooters number 5 down to the inside wall to bring out our 6th caution of the night. And that very well may be the time for this man, Jeffrey Town, to decide to take his tires here, but maybe not, as it looks like he's still going to stay out here. Jeffrey Town really playing the long haul game here tonight, hoping that the rest of this race either goes green and he's able to get a nice lead over the man that is now breathing down his next series champion, Brian Hacker. There in car number 11 is Hacker has now made his way all the way up to second. And I don't know, man. If I'm Jeffrey Town, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. You're the only guy out there on old tires here, you know, getting towards the later stages of this race. What's the game plan got to be like for the driver of the 70 right now?
I can tell you what my game plan would be. My game plan would be is the guy behind me is going to have to move me off the bottom. I'm going to run my race. I'm going to run to my pace. And I'm going to run to my tire wear, where I'm not slipping and sliding all over the place. And he's just going to have to move me out the bottom or ride in second.
Absolutely. And hey, I can see it happening. You know, in this case, I don't believe the Hacker will get down there and move him, but Hacker's definitely going to make a couple of challenges here, and he's going to see if he can get around him the hard way on the top. As we get set here, I believe we're going to take our one to go as the lights stay on. Well, they stay on, so not one to go. You got to remember, this is a lot different from dirt racing. We don't get back to green flag racing as soon as we do over in the dirt ranks, but yeah, so far so good. Great night of racing for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Really enjoying my time here so far. These guys have put on a heck of a show all over this Myrtle Beach Speedway. As Town has led most of this race, besides the first couple of laps there. As now it's Hacker, Dylan, Buck, Frisch, your top five. As it looks like we'll finally double them up here and get set to go racing into lap number 91 of 125. So just, what, Matt? I believe it's going to be like, what, 35 laps remaining here as we get set to take the green flag.
Yeah, 35 laps remaining. As soon as we take the green flag, I'm ready to see this battle here. And see the 7 of Daryl Dillon holding on to third place there, too, on that last green flag run. Maybe these guys with older tires might still have an advantage right now because he didn't get many laps. But back on the green flag here, and Town's going to get out to a lead. Ryan Hacker going to attempt to get out the bottom, but Daryl Dillon's there.
Oh, big one!
Ooh, big
wow!
One.
Oh, my goodness, what a wreck. Let's watch this one from start to finish here. Let's watch it from up top just to see exactly what happens as we get down into turn 1. 49, hard on the inside wall, bounces back up to the track, into Christensen, who gets into Dube. Dube involved. 1 of Albritton, 49 of Vining, 12 of Sale, 4 Machine involved as well. 47 of Huntoon, 45 involved. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars, Matt. 9 cars involved here. Looks like maybe 10 with the addition of David Gross, which brings out another caution here. So 10 car pile up here over in turn 1. We'll bring out another caution and give Jeffrey Town even more time to make his decision.
Yeah, so far it looks like he's going to stay out on the track under these caution laps.
Well, yeah, and you hate to see it for a lot of these guys who are having really good runs here. Of course, Dube in the 9 car, Christensen in the 30 was having a heck of a run there. As they all come in to, I presume, take either some damage repair or get their quick repair if they haven't taken it thus far. Albritton having such a good run here tonight, just finds himself at the wrong place at the wrong time. As he's down and away with the quick repair, Christensen will win this battle out of pit road. Vining will come out third. And it's Dube McWhorter also in the pits as well. 49 of Bernard, 03 of Wenzel down there as well. As I believe we got another one coming in there. Rodney Huntoon in the 47 going to come to pit road as well under this caution here on lap number 95. So Matt, just about half of the field caught up in this one. As I guess we're not used to saying the big one strikes for the series, but the big one strikes here tonight at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Yeah, it sure does, and it doesn't take long to happen, and you never know when it's going to happen. So, you hate to see it, but I know these guys are going to get right back to the hard racing we've been seeing for these other green flag laps we've had. We going to double stack them, and lights is off on the pace car, so that means we are taking the green flag next time around.
Yeah, followed them with the drone here to see this restart as your field doubled up from front to back. 70 of Town has the ultimate challenger, Brian Hacker, back to the outside here. Town on old tires, Hacker on newer tires. Who's going to win this battle as we're green flag racing once again down into turns 1 and 2 as here they come.
Coming out of turn 2 there, Brian Hacker looked like he had a good start going there. He was able to hang on the outside or the right rear quarter panel of Town there, but just Town on the bottom just took off really. And like I said, I don't think these guys' tires are just quite kicked in. So Town's got those warm tires. He ain't been using them that hard, so he's good to go. Now we have another caution.
Another caution. This one between two very good friends, Elliott Vining, Reed Christensen. Let's see if we can catch what happened in front of these guys. Looks like the 13 of David Gross, the trigger here. And then we got a big pile up off of it. 12 of Sale, 5 of Hall. Another one spinning there, I believe. Let's see, Jarrett Jones makes it through it. Rodney Huntoon, not so much. As we then have another caution here. Is the 49 involved as well. The 049, excuse me, involved as well. So a lot of guys caught up in this one. Once again, 99 laps in of 125 here tonight is... Oh, man, this racetrack proving to be very, very tricky here in the late running of this race. As these guys have had a tough time battling it here these past, 5, 6, 7 laps.
Yeah, the track's getting, loose, and some of these guys that haven't pit yet, they're starting to see the tire wear, unless you're Jeffrey Town, which seems to not be affecting him as much.
Yeah, and that's the interesting part because, like you said, Town, it doesn't seem to be affecting him here as he's been able to really drive away from Hacker through the little bit of green flag action that we've seen. And I'm going to be interested to see if it continues on here with just 25 laps to go, if that one set of tires is able to do the job tonight for Jeff Town. As everybody else has taken them. So, yeah, I'm just flabbergasted at this point in the race that Town has decided to really risk it for the biscuit here tonight in hopes of capturing a huge win to cap off a great season with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Of course, trying to hold off your series champion for season number 3, Mr. Brian Hacker.
Laps closing down. You got to start wondering if Town's starting to regret, not pitting earlier in the race, because right now there's no really point for him to go pit, because then everybody his tires wouldn't be that much fresher than everybody else. So,
and the big thing there, Matt, the big thing you got to think about, if he were to pit, he'd be caught in that hornet's nest that we're seeing really emerge right now. From like 9th on back, these guys. Not really like throw shade at anybody. Like, they're all doing the best they can, but they've been pinballing a little bit back here. And I'm really, wanting to see them clean it up for this final run here.
And that's what I'm saying. And those guys that are battling hard there in the mid pack, their tires wouldn't be that much newer, because I still don't think these guys' tires have kicked in yet. I don't think they've run enough green flag laps.
We're certainly about to find out as we work out at turn number 4 here, coming back to a green flag. 23 laps to go tonight here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Town on the loud pedal. He'll lead us down to turns 1 and 2. And then behind him, these guys still racing hard. 3 wide at some points. Those are lap cars, the 45, the 47, and the 5 machine. So we look back up front here as Kyle Buck pressures Hacker. Whoa, contact. Hacker, a little contact from Dylan. Gets a little bit squirrely there in 3 and 4. As he'll now fall back all the way to 4th, Matt. Brian Hacker, not what you like to see for car number 11, but good for everybody else as Ricky LeDuc works his way around him. Now the 96 pressuring for 2nd. Jeffrey Town looking back in the mirror, smiling and waving right now here with 21 to go. Oh, whoa!
Ooh,
more contact. Kyle Buck. Oh, no!
Another.
Wow.
Big one there.
Yeah, big chain reaction event here coming into turn number 1. Let's watch it from the start here. Let's actually slow it down as see Buck gets squarely right there in front of Hacker's 11 car. A little bit of contact. Then down into the 96, and then it was on from there as Brian Hacker gets spun around. Contact. There's Dylan gets into it as well. And then Kyle Buck back here. Kyle Buck up against the wall there. Looks like just about everybody else able to scoot on by. As Hacker got up into the wall there, Dube gets by it. And then back behind these guys, everybody else looks like they are A-OK, except for the young man who's had such a good run here tonight, Kyle Buck, as he pulls into the pits here with only 18 laps to go.
Talk about a shakeup in the top 5 there.
Absolutely.
Now you got Andrew Rutherford in 3rd.
Chasing that back row challenge.
Right. And not too far behind him, Thomas Frisch is in 5th. So another back row challenge. Austin Albert in 6th, you know. So, I mean, and then you got Reed in 7th. So, I mean, you know, a lot of tough competition. So, and literally everybody behind Jeffrey Town has fresher tires. So, that I still don't think are warmed up yet.
Well, they've definitely fired, or they haven't quite fired by this point, but they're definitely warmed up and ready to see some action here if we could get a nice green flag run to end this thing off. But for Andrew Rutherford, he or Thomas Frisch, both drivers now in the top 5, if they were to be able to collect this back row challenge, Matt, this back row challenge has been going on since week number 3 of the season, and nobody has been able to claim it thus far. And if these guys were able to do it here on the very final race, that would be an absolutely phenomenal way to end the season for either one of these gentlemen, as Rutherford now finds himself in 3rd here on the podium for the time being, but he wants to get 2 spots more. And Thomas Frisch looking for 4 more spots here to claim his first win of the season in the final race there. Driving that Sim Racers for Mental Health number 54. A very good organization that we love dearly. But all eyes, Matt, right now on that man in car number 70, Jeffrey Town. Can he do it? This would be a momentous occasion if Jeffrey Town were to be able to be the only guy who does not come in and take tires, if he's able to hold on for these final 15 laps.
I'm going to tell you who I'm liking right now. All right? Who I think is sitting in the best position, or one of the best positions. Obviously, you want to be on the front row inside, but Andrew Rutherford's sitting in a great spot right now.
Absolutely.
He's got fresh tires. You know, he's obviously a good driver. He's been making this second half of the season great. Just bad luck keeps striking. So, sitting in a great position to end the season off here.
Absolutely. As we get back to green flag racing there, you see the Force number 35 car slide into 2nd, but LeDuc's going to battle back on the outside there. They're going to lock horns for 2nd spot into turns 3 and 4 here up front. Jeffrey Town out to a good little lead here, about a car length and a half over that battle for 2nd as Rutherford looks like he's going to have it at the line just barely. About a nose length advantage right now for the 35 machine as here comes Daryl Dillon back on the inside. There in car number 7. Dillon been good since a couple of restarts ago as he stayed out with race leader Jeff Town. now finds himself in the top 5 here in 4th. Frisch right behind them. Here comes the All-Seeing Motorsports #1 for Austin Albritton into this mix as well. 6, 7 cars now in a pack here, Matt, for the top 7. Oh, Christensen gets into him. Christensen around at the bottom of the track. Caution flag will wave for the number 30, Reed Christensen. Man, oh man, that does not bode well for the series founder and director there in number 30, old Amish beard Reed Christensen. So he finds himself looking at the inside wall here with 11 laps to go. And that will draw another caution on tonight's race here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway with the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks presented by Southeast Performance, Outlaw Racing Performance, as well as many, many others here on Talking Dirt TV. Of course, on with the Talking Dirt podcast that we should have one released next week, I do believe. We're going to try to go bi-weekly until racing really kicks off again, so be on the lookouts for a new episode of the Talking Dirt podcast next week from myself and Matt Pridgeon. Other than that, you'll catch us again on Thursday night, another edition of the DOB Big Block Modified Series as they race towards the championship over in that one as well on Thursday nights. Last Thursday, not the best showing. A lot of cautions, almost 20 cautions in that race, so I'm excited to see if these guys are able to clean it up a little bit for this running on Thursday. As I believe we're heading to the Bristol Motor Speedway with that series. Supposed to be 200 laps. That one sure to be a barn burner. Long race at the Bristol Motor Speedway dirt track coming up on Thursday. So, Town and Rutherford now on the front row, Matt, as you now find Daryl Dillon in the catbird seat that you were talking about just a little while ago. Give him that advantage here. How momentous would this be for Daryl Dillon to claim his first series win here with just 9 laps to go as we get set for a restart?
If Town's going to take the green flag, off to a great jump there. Daryl Dillon's going to get to the inside of Rutherford, getting into turn 1, so Rutherford going to have to stay on the outside, but I think he's going to clear him coming off of turn 2 here. Not quite, as Dillon's still with the inside line.
Yeah, we're looking back here. Elliott finding some interesting stuff happening with his number 49 car right now, as I believe he had a bit of connection issues there. Looking back up front here, Rutherford in 3rd. LeDuc was pushed off the racetrack there. Ricky LeDuc in 4th. Got a couple more cars off the track back there. Taylor McWhirter, Dylan Sale. They spun out at the bottom of the speedway. Still green as we race down into turns 1 and 2 right behind these guys, as McWhirter just going to stop on the speedway and I believe pull it off here. And now, Matt, Rutherford has made his way around Dillon and now looking to claim that back road challenge. Andrew Rutherford's got a little bit of time to make up on race leader Town, as we got something going on back behind these guys. Let's see if I can figure out exactly what it was. Austin Albritton around. Caution flag will wave. See if it was just Albritton here. Yeah, it looks like it was Albritton and maybe Thomas Frisch.
Yeah, it looked like to me they made a little bit of contact there.
Yeah, I believe it was Albritton and Frisch, as Albritton tried to get around him on the outside there. Frisch instantly to the pits here to take some damage repair on the 54 car. That might take him out of the running here for the back road challenge, as it's now all up to Andy Rutherford, as Jeffrey Town is just, I believe, a green-white checkered away from being the only driver to not take tires, and winning this race would be huge for the driver of the 70 to close out the season. So, Town, your leader. Rutherford 2nd, Dillon 3rd, LeDuc 4th, Gross rounds out the top 5. It's Dube 6th, Jones 7th, Hacker 8th, 9th is Buck, 10th still is Reed Christensen in the 30 machine. Vining is 11th, Hall is 12th, Albritton's back to 13th. Taylor McWhirter in the pits here. He'll be scored 14th. Now Huntoon around him as McWhirter goes a lap down. Huntoon going to go up to 14th. McWhirter 15th. Sale 16th. Thomas Frisch will be scored 17th right now, a couple laps down. There's Bernard Wenzel, Danny Brown already out of this race. As Matt, this one's going to be for all the marbles. Rutherford, has he been saving anything here with these fresher tires? Or is Jeffrey Town just that guy tonight?
I think we're going to go another lap under caution. Lights are still on the pace car. Lining up to be a heck of a finish here, though.
Yeah, absolutely going to be a heck of a finish here between, Town, Rutherford, Dillon, if he's able to get into this mix. LeDuc as well. Ricky LeDuc's been so good all season long as there go the lights here. And race fans, the whole season, 12 weeks, and it comes down to this. A green-white checkered to determine if either Jeffrey Town can be the first guy to win a race of this length with this series on just one set of tires, or if Andrew Rutherford will finally climb to the top of the mountain. And, Rutherford tried to jump him. Green flag. Rutherford looking to be that guy to finally claim the back road challenge, as he's going to be jumped to the inside by Daryl Dillon. Contact. Dillon into second now. Rutherford might have just let that one slip away, as down the back straightaway, Jeffrey Town clean sailing to a white flag for the number 70, as we've just got now, Matt, one more lap to go.
Got 3 wide for fifth position there. I knew that wasn't going to end well. I knew that wasn't going to end well, but I think last lap, I don't think there's going to be a caution for that.
We keep racing here into 3 and out of 4. How about it, ladies and gentlemen?
How about
Jeffrey Town, coast to coast, your winner here tonight at Myrtle Beach.
Only 2 drivers not to take tires.
Yeah, the only 2 drivers, like you said, Matt, not to take tires. They're halfway through the race. Daryl Dillon comes home second. Rutherford third. LeDuc 4th. We got a little bit of congratulatory bumps there. Jones 5th. How about that for Jarrett Jones? +8 here. Daryl Dillon +12 to second. Hacker comes home 7th. Albritton 8th. 9th to Vining. 9th to Christensen. 10th to Vining. 11th to Hall. 12th to Dube. 13th Gross. 14th Huntoon. 15th McWhirter. And it's Sale, Bernard, Frisch, Wenzel, Brown to round out the field. How about that to end the season here for Mr. Jeffrey Town in car number 70 as we await the arrival of that man himself. What a race, Matt. That was tremendous all around here for the drivers of the Southern Outlaw Street Stock Series, as now we head down trackside to have a word with tonight's race winner, one of the 2 guys that elected not to take tires in this race. Does it in tremendous fashion here, Mr. Jeff Town in the 70 car. Jeff, I got to ask, what goes into the decision there to risk it for the biscuit here, knowing that there's 125 laps? Why do you not take tires there halfway through this thing?
Well, the new tires started out pretty slick, so I saved my stuff actually coming through the field a little bit that I had to, and then I just was kind of on cruise control, so I didn't feel like there was really an advantage to getting the new tires.
And you kind of proved that to be true as well, because it seemed, every restart from there, although we didn't really get the green flag runs we were looking for, you were able to take that 70 car and get off to a nice little advantage. So you might have been, playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers there, man. But, final race of the season, you've been winless here for, has it only been a couple of weeks here? I don't have the exact stats in front of me, but I believe this makes it, your 4th win of this season here. So to come into the final race here and finally grab win number 4 to cap off a tremendous first season with the series, I mean, what are the feelings like here as we head towards possibly another run in season 4?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This is a good group of guys to race with, so to get wins is pretty tough to come by. So yeah, it's just there's a lot that goes into it. I tried, so I think it was 4 weeks in a row, I tried that front row challenge, and that's just really tough to do. Unfortunately, tonight I wasn't able to qualify up front. I kind of screwed up, so I was gonna try it again tonight. Wasn't able to do it. So I just put my mind on winning the race, and fortunately enough, I was able to do it.
Absolutely, man. You looked so good that entire time, and balls to the wall when you had to be, and protective when you had to be as well. But you get a big one here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Jeff, go ahead, shout out any sponsors, anybody that deserves some love here on that 70 car for getting you home as a winner here in the season finale.
Yeah, I gotta thank the group of guys. It's like I said the first time, this is a great group of guys to race with. People that put on the league do a heck of a job. You do an awesome job with the broadcast. I've named them before, but all my buddies that I race with, Pete Dillon, Andy Rutherford, Ricky LeDuc, David Gross, we all practice all week long, and it seemed to pay off in this. This carries over to real life racing. That's why iRacing's became such a big popular deal, and it's really helped me in real life in my street stock. So it's a good practice. It's good to get on here. It's rare to nowadays find a group of guys that are willing to race clean side by side. It's a computer generated game, so you got glitches here and there, but the guys do the best they can. It's been really good. So yeah, that's about all I got.
Well, once again, Jeff, it's been great to get to know you this season, and we sure look forward to next year as well, as we definitely want you to come back and join us once again. But once again, from the Myrtle Beach Speedway, big win tonight here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course, that was race winner Jeffrey Town. We next talk to our second place finisher here, also electing to not take tires midway through the race here. Coming home second will be Daryl Dillon, driver of the number 7 machine. Daryl, you've seemed to become a regular here on the podium with us, but man, to know that a buddy of yours gets a win, you come home second, the feelings gotta be, they gotta be extremely high here coming out of Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun, and not to mention Andy got third and Ricky fourth. They're all three my teammates.
Oh really? I didn't realize that's a teammate. Dang, teammates come home top 4. Heck yeah.
We would have got the top 5, but I think David Gross got hooked by the one right there on the last lap.
Now we'll talk about that in protest chat later.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I was a lap down at one point in this race, and everybody took tires. I was like, I had to take a fast repair, so I was like, and that was like 30 laps into the race. I was like, that should be all right.
Well,
gamble track position was key, man. This track is super hard to pass, and this setup was super loose.
Well, exactly what I was about to get into there, especially with the decision, not to take tires in this race at any period, just same as Jeff did there. As he was saying that he was a lot more comfortable on the older tires, and those tires were just so slick, as new as they were for the other guys. Is that kind of the same way that you felt there about midway through that race?
Yeah, absolutely. I was horrible on fresh tires. It took me a while to get going. That's why at the beginning of the race, I just kind of rode around in the back. I really didn't try to make any aggressive moves. Some of the guys back there, I think, are still learning a little bit of racecraft, so it's kind of hard to race around them. But yeah, track position paid off.
It absolutely did. Yeah, it absolutely did, and it's an awesome run for you, especially as we head towards next season here, ending this one in a tremendous way here at Myrtle Beach. But before we let you go, get back with your teammates and celebrate the top 4 tonight, or all of you finishing in the top 4. Anybody you want to thank on the race car once again for helping you get in the podium?
Just my buddies, Jeff, Andy, Ricky, David. They're actually Jeff and Andy are the reasons I got talked into getting iRacing. My wife for letting me do this, Paula. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, she's your number 1 fan. Always in the chat cheering you on. So great to see there. But once again, Daryl, congratulations. Another top 3 run for you. And we're so excited to see how that translates over to season number 4.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. I can't wait to race with these guys again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that was second place, Daryl Dillon. One more person to have a word with here tonight. And it, of course, is your third place runner in car number 35, Andrew Rutherford. Andrew, let's get into this one, man, because I believe, if my math is correct and my memory serves me right, you are I believe, the highest finishing back row challenge taker that we've seen this season. So close. Obviously racing your teammates there, but no cigar at the very end. But, man, you can't be disappointed with this one, being that close to finally being the first person to capture that back row challenge.
Yeah, man, it was cool. All of us were up there. It was fun. You know, them restarts are rough on the outside. I tried to guess the last one, and Jeff and I have been racing together for 20 years, so he kind of knew what I was gonna do, and I kind of figured he was gonna go early, but he tricked me and went late, and it was fun. It was a good race.
Yeah, he cat and moused you there a little bit towards that restart. I saw that one, but man, this second half of the season that you've had with us here. Tremendous improvement, and you've really been one of those guys that's found themselves consistently in the top 3, and we really look forward to seeing how that's going to transition over to next season. But, man, tonight, so much fun here at Myrtle Beach. Obviously, this track was a little bit tricky, though. We saw it for a lot of guys towards the mid-pack there, but how were you able to manage, the tricky corners here as, you were fighting a loose handling race car just about all night?
Yeah, the setup was extremely loose, so you had to tiptoe on entry, kind of let it roll the center, and once you get straight, then you can get up, pick the throttle up. Just the first part really was trying to save my tires, and then kind of got tangled up, fell back a little bit after I made my way up to like 4th or something like that before the pit stops. Then made the pit stops, and everyone was darting, and I smoked the wall. I had to go in for a quick repair, so I went to the back again and said, well, all right, time to get serious and be a little more aggressive than I have been. And it was just I turned my steering ratio up so it wasn't so quick, because I tried the 10-1, and with the way the car was, it was just so loose on entry, and you back it in the corner and just try to be smooth on the on the throttle and on the steering wheel, and we worked our way up through the field pretty good.
Absolutely, yeah, pretty good to say the least. As you come home third here tonight. Andrew, before we let you go ahead, shout out any sponsors, anybody that deserves some love here for getting that 35 back on the podium tonight at Myrtle Beach.
We got to thank our teammates. Our 5, we were running top 5 with, 11 laps to go. We had the top 5 spots. Jeff, Ricky, Pete, myself, and David. We all were pretty competitive. Got to thank them guys. Force Engineering, Tyler Hassing. Got to thank him. He builds awesome power plants for our race cars. Got to thank Ronnie, Donna York, car owners. They're awesome people. I think my cousin Tom was watching. He races with me. He runs modifieds with us. Yeah, everybody. My mom, my dad, my girlfriend for allowing me to do this. People that put this awesome league on. They do a great job, and you do an awesome job broadcasting.
Absolutely. Well, Andrew, once again, congratulations on your third place run here tonight. And hey, we look forward to talking to you some more as the series rolls on next season. We sure hope to have you back.
And thank you. Have a good one.
So there are your top 3. One last person to have a word with here tonight. If he's got his ears on. Of course, your Season 3 champion for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. Here live from the Myrtle Beach Speedway, it's Mr. Brian Hacker. Brian, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, I got you guys. How's it going?
Man, we just got to talk about this season, because what a year for you. What a season here. Oh, gosh, what the grand total ended up being, 6, 7 wins on the season. You come in, you had the every other race streak going there. and had this one wrapped up before tonight. But man, just overall, what are your thoughts on this season? Because it has been an absolute dream from our vantage point, watching you do what you do so well.
It was a lot of fun this season for sure. I think I joined at the tail end of season 2 and thought I would give it a full go this season. Glad I did for sure. Reed does a good job with this league. A lot of competition came into the fold this season too. So guys like Albritton in town, and Rutherford, and Murphy on dirt for sure. Leduc. Some of my teammates, Chris Stump, who's missed a couple races, he was always up towards the front. There's a bunch of guys, and then on top of Reed and Frisch and Gross and Buck and some of the guys that have been around since prior seasons. It certainly made quite the mix, and I thought it put on some pretty damn good racing.
It absolutely did, man. And all season long, you've been mixing up with guys like you just named. And let's just talk a little bit about this race here at Myrtle Beach before we get into our closing comments. It was great until it wasn't, I guess I could say, towards the very end there, because you work your way from the back here. But, you get up there with, Town, who really rolled the dice there without taking tires and all that. But I just take me through this night a little bit from your vantage point, because overall, not one that you can really be depressed with, but not exactly what we were expecting there when we saw you get up into that top 3.
No, I mean, it didn't end the way we wanted it to, for sure. Originally going into tonight, I didn't think we were going to have tires in the pits, and I was all for it. Even starting in the back, I thought it would be fun to have to save for 125, especially at a track that is pretty tough to save. So I saved there for a little while. I think once we hit lap 60, I knew that we probably weren't going to go the full way. So I really started pushing it, and I think I got up to 3rd or 4th there before that caution where everybody pitted. And then when Town didn't come in, I knew I wanted to take 2 and beat everybody out, and we were able to do that. And I think there are a couple guys that stayed out with Town, and we were able to get up there and get to the outside of them. But all those cautions in a row there certainly didn't help. He was able to cool his tires off. The difference between fresh tires and old tires when they're cooled off is pretty minor.
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to carry a lot of speed, and then starting on the outside, he would get the jump on me, and a couple times we got tagged from behind and had to save it, and then it just got out of hand there at the end. I think there were a few people maybe driving a little over their heads tonight, but in the grand scheme of things, it was still fun. I just wish we didn't have to take tires.
Yeah, I could agree with you on some of that, but all in all, I think tonight was a tremendous race and really put a lot of guys on a pedestal that they deserved. But, man, you are officially the champion here of Season 3 over Austin Albritton and Jeffrey Town, the top 3 there in points. Once again, congratulations, Brian, for the final time this year. Go ahead, shout out everybody that deserves some love here for this points championship season for that number 11 car.
Definitely. First and foremost, thanks to Chris and Justin, my teammates that have come out. Justin's had a bit of he's had some things come up on Tuesdays, and same with Chris. They haven't been able to make every race, but it was still pretty fun there for a while, having the 3 of us join in. Kudos to some of the guys that joined in for the season. Austin was fast all year. Jeffrey was a force to be reckoned with, definitely on the asphalt tracks. Rutherford really turned it on there at the end. Murphy was fast on dirt. All these guys, so kudos to them. On the car, Carbon Junction, Narrative Coffee, Aberdeen Lodge, Pathfinder Chassis. Thanks to you guys for doing this. I enjoy going back and watching these. I think you guys have good analysis, and you know what the hell's going on, which isn't always something that you find in iRacing broadcasts. So I appreciate that, and I think it's fun to watch you guys or listen to you guys do what you do. And again, thanks to Reed and Thomas and the guys for putting this thing on. I think I don't know when next season's going to kick off. It really depends on when it kicks off. Will depend on what our plans are. If he holds off to maybe February, I think we'll be able to make another run at the points. But if not, it's going to be a little tough. I think my January and beginning part of February are really busy, so we'll see. I'm going to stay in the league for sure, but just might not be a points run next season.
Well, hey, we definitely look forward to, seeing you whenever we get to see you, because it's always an absolute blast. But Brian, the final time, congratulations. You are officially the Season 3 points champion.
Thanks, guys. It means a lot. Appreciate it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for Season 3 of the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks here on TDTV. We thank you all for taking this journey with us this season, and we sure hope to be able to do it again for season number 4. Without further ado, for my co-host and the co-voice of the Talking Dirt podcast, Mr. Matt Pridgeon, I have been Ryan Williams, bidding you a goodbye and a good night from the Myrtle Beach Speedway as we send off season number 3 for the Southern Outlaw Street Stocks. We'll catch you again on Thursday with another running with the DOB Big Block Modifieds.